Hello everyone. Um, Yesterday's class we were discussing about some part of some portion of um, rockets and satellites. In that we covered some topics related to orbits, type of orbits, and their applications, like which orbit means what you are going to use that for. Okay, why you are using that orbit particularly, what are the functions that we have seen, and how it is having the structure, like whether it is an elliptical one or circular one, that also we have seen. Along with that, we have seen the some of the materials used for the construction of satellites and rockets, and also we discussed about the difficulties in selecting the materials for rockets and satellites, and the selection of materials we have seen, as well as type of materials also we have discussed, and finally we saw the applications of different materials, that also we have seen in previous class. And today's class we will discuss about applications of satellites. Okay, which are the different applications of satellites are there, that we will discuss, and also we will discuss about the future challenges in aerospace engineering, that also we will discuss in today's class. With only these two small topics we will complete today, and in tomorrow's last class we will complete rest of the topic that is related to orbit mechanics. Okay, which are the different earth trajectories there. Some like one law is there, Kepler's law is there, that we will see in the tomorrow's class. So with this we may complete our 15th unit also. Okay, it will complete. So now we'll start with applications of satellites. Okay, and we have seen satellites can be put into different orbits based on their application and uses. So with respect to that, here we have listed some of the applications of the satellites. So for example, the first one is weather forecasting, second one is radio and TV broadcast, and third application is military satellite, that is for military purpose. Fourth one is navigation purpose, we are using satellite in application of navigation. And fifth one is global telephone application, and sixth one is connecting the remote areas. Seventh one is global mobile communication. Okay, so these are seven are there, these are different seven different applications of our satellites. Just a second. Okay. So now the first one we will discuss about the first one, and that is weather forecasting purpose. The application is what? Weather forecasting. So today we are here and we are listening or seeing in TV that in somewhere in other part of India cyclone is coming. Okay, and somewhere rain is happening, and the temperature is this much, and everything we can talk about and see or hear where you are sitting there itself. Okay, this is happening. Why this is happening or this is possible? Only due to the satellites which are present there in the different orbits. So now here satellites are used for or used to say the weather conditions. Okay, so certain satellites are specifically designed to monitor the climatic conditions of the Earth. Okay, for example, in Sea of Bay of Bengal, what cyclone is going on? For example, nowadays we are hearing the Amphan cyclone, okay, which is coming at around 160 km/h speed. How we came to know that? Because of with the help of satellite only. So they are called as weather forecasting satellites. So basically, they are designed to monitor the climatic conditions of the Earth. Okay. So now, and also they continuously monitor the assigned areas of Earth, and it will predict the weather conditions of that region. That means what? These are, let us say, the only single satellite will not monitor everything, or will not monitor whole world weather conditions, okay, or climatic conditions. So, for particular region, we are supposed to keep one particular satellite only. Okay, if you want to look into Karnataka weather, then we have to keep one satellite for Karnataka weather itself. So continuously that particular satellite will be monitoring that particular place. Okay, and it will give the information about the climatic condition, as well as it will predict the weather conditions of that region. And how it is done? This can be done by taking the images of images of Earth from satellite. So it will take the photograph of the Earth surface, and it will tell us what is the weather condition. And these images taken by the satellites are transferred using assigned radio frequency. Okay, there will be a radio frequencies there which is assigned. Through that, these images are transferred, okay, by the satellites. So where they are transferring these images with the radio frequency, they are transferring the images to the ground station, where it is located on Earth. Okay, so like this, it is giving the climatic conditions or weather report. So specifically, these kind of satellites are exceptionally useful where in predicting the disasters like hurricanes, okay, and other disasters we can say, okay, as well as it will tell us the sea state and ocean color and ice field. So all these things can be done by the weather forecasting satellites, which are meant for telling the climatic conditions of the Earth of particular regions. So this is one application. So second application is radio and TV broadcast. Okay, second application is radio and TV broadcasting. So all we hear radios and we see TV. Okay, how it is happening? It is happening due to satellite. So here these satellites are dedicated satellites, okay, and are responsible for making hundreds of channels across the globe, okay, which is available for everyone. So based on these radio and TV broadcasting satellites, they can create hundreds of channels. I mean, many number of channels are there, right? So across the world. So everyone is watching those channels. How it is possible? Because of the satellite which is used for radio and TV broadcast. Okay, and also not only the pre-programmed channels. Okay, that means already you have shooted the some or you have captured the some video and kept it, and you are telecasting that one. Okay, not only for that, but also for live channels. Okay, for example, some cricket match is going on. How to broadcast it? By using this satellite, which is coming under application of radio and TV broadcasting. So now using this satellite, not only the pre-shooted videos, but also we can broadcast live matches, news, and worldwide radio services. That is also possible. And these satellites require a 30 to 40 centimeter sized dish to make these channels available globally. I think we know about the dishes, right? Which is kept above the roof of our houses. Through that, it will receive the signal. Okay, so it is required that dish. It may be the Airtel or some other company like Tata Sky is there, DTH is there. So all they have got certain or one dish will be there which will be receiving the signal. You may be seen some of the, or you might have experienced like when you are watching TV, due to cloudy weather, it may not receive signal. That time it will tell us you are unable to receive the signal due to the cloudy weather. Wait for the cloud to clear. Okay, and if something is there, it will tell like satellite is not able to transfer the signal. Please make sure that your dish is oriented properly to receive the signal or not. So this requires that dish to make these channels available. Okay, so this is about radio and TV broadcasting satellite. Next comes military satellites. Okay, so now what is this military satellites? Basically, these satellites are used by the army or military. Okay, so it is like to gather the intelligence report and make the communications, okay, for military purposes. But civilian, normal civil people, they cannot use these satellites. It is only meant for military, and it will be maintained by the government of the respective countries. And here, so now here the satellite by itself is neither military nor civil, but it is the kind of payload it carries that enables one to arrive at a decision regarding its military or civilian character. Actually, it is a payload actually. Okay, so someone should decide whether it is used for military purpose or civilized purpose or civilian purpose. So that depends on the government. But basically, military satellites used for what? Military activities only. Okay, for example, gathering the intelligence report, as I said before. Okay, and some other tracking purpose, maybe they are using these satellites. So next is like navigation satellites. So basically, navigation satellites are used for what? To use to or allow for precise localization, okay, of the place. For example, everybody nowadays, people are depending on GPS. You can fix the GPS in your car and you can track where it is going on and on which road it is moving, okay, in which place it is there exactly. How it is done? By using the satellites communication. And which kind of satellite that is? Navigation satellite. Basically used to track something. Okay. So to know the precise location of somebody, we can use these navigation satellites. That means you can track somebody. Not exactly if you will not get to know exactly the particular person is on that place, but we can say at least around plus or minus some meter area they are located. That much we can say, because maybe in aircraft, everybody, I mean ships, they are using the GPS. Okay, for example, they are telling like somewhere it is getting crashed, okay, or it is going to crash. That time they can track the aircraft or ship where it is going on, where it is getting stuck. Okay, based on this GPS or navigation satellites. Using that, even though they are not able to find out exact location, but within some meters, it will be available definitely. So nowadays, these navigation satellites and application of this GPS is going in such a way that they are going to get the exact location of the target point. Okay, where is the target? Exact location they are going to find out. So this is about navigation satellites used for precise location of the the people or vehicle exactly where they are. So next one is global telephone. So now not only for navigation purpose, TV and radio purpose and military purpose, okay, and also not only for weather casting, but also for telephonic purpose. So initially they were using the cable wires. Okay, so if you want to, you might have seen in olden days, landlines were there which are connected through cables. Through that they were speaking and they were transferring the voice. So now that is overtaken by the satellite nowadays. So if you want to telephone globally through your landline, how it is happening? You don't have a cable connection to other country, right? Maybe it is located in nearby areas, but how about other areas? So if you want to connect or communicate to those people, then you can go for satellites only. So these satellites will come for your rescue. Okay, so actually we can say that global telephonic or the satellite which is used for global telephonic purpose is the backbone of international communication. Okay, so instead of using cable, you can use the satellite for communicating other people. Okay, but basically if we see in terms of the quality and faster movement, that time your cable will act your cable is much faster than the your satellite. Why? Because your satellite, if you are sending some signal, then your satellite must receive that signal and again send it back to the desired person who is looking for it. So it will take some time. So some delay will be there. Okay. That is the one difference between the cable connection and satellite communication or satellite connection. Okay. So this is, we can say that is a telephonic backbone for global people who are or who wants to speak internationally over the telephone. Okay. And now using this satellite which is used for global telephone, okay, so it can reach the distance of approximately 10,000 kilometers away. Okay, so that means it will reach a distance of 10,000 kilometers approximately. Okay, that much distance it can travel, or it can be transferred, the call can be transferred to that much of distance through the satellite which is used for global telephonic purpose. Okay. So, but sending the what we say like the voice to from one place to another place, it will take time, as I said before, because your satellite must receive the signal and send the signal. So it will take some delay. So because of that, during voice calls, people may experience certain delay in receiving the voice or voice calls from other person. So this is about global telephone application. And next is connecting remote areas. So now in hilly region they don't have wired connection. Let us say they don't have telephone. Fine. So that time how they will like what we say like they don't have any connection through cable wires. How they will contact with each other? the person who is there next to them or away from some distance. It is not possible, right? Because the geographical location is in such a way that it is not allowed to make those, what we say, like, it's like, it is not allowed to make those provisions to speak to each other. Okay, it is not possible because your geographical features or creature is not allowing that. It is very difficult to do those kind of what you say, like, arrangements. Okay, so there is a difficulty for that. At that time, your satellites will come for your rescue. Okay, so which are used for connecting the remote areas. Fine. So based on the infrastructure, some telephonic network or wired connection will not be there. Okay. So here what we'll do? The satellite will provide the complete coverage. Okay. So the satellite will cover the complete coverage for that area particularly, where you don't have access through cables. Okay. So that is one more advantage or one more application of the satellites. And next, mobile communication. So here comes mobile communication. So nowadays everyone started using mobile phones. Smartphones have come now. Okay, not only voice call, you can make video call. Okay, and also you can do group chatting and group video calling. And now we can see in this COVID-19 also we are going to have classes. We conducted some classes. Okay, and people are watching them through mobile phone only, right? So everything is there on your hand now, in your fingertips. So how it is possible? It is possible because of the satellites. So we need to thank our satellite for giving this kind of technology or this kind of feature for us to see, hear, and do some activities by seeing the, like, attending the meetings, attending the seminars, listening to the classes. Okay, listening to the video lecturing. Everything is possible because of satellites only. Okay, so these satellites also can be used for global mobile communication. Okay, the basic purpose of this satellite for mobile communication is to extend the area of coverage. Okay, area of the coverage. So now this cellular phone systems such as AMPS and GSM do not cover all the parts of the country. So it will not cover all parts of the country. It is not possible. Okay, so areas that are not covered usually have low population, where it is too expensive to install a base station. They will not install a base station where population is very less because it is very expensive for them. So they will not be having any base station. So at that time, what we have to do? We have to ask for satellite only, okay, to help us. So at that time, so integration of satellite communication will happen, okay. So here the mobile phone can switch to satellites, offering worldwide connectivity to a customer. So there will be integration with satellites will be there, and they will be having the worldwide connectivity, okay. And this made possible to speak the person who is also, like, who is not having the base station in their particular area. Okay, with the help of satellite, without having the base station also, we can speak over mobile phones. So that is the one more application of the satellite. Fine. And now this area is termed as footprint of that satellite. Okay, where you are getting connected. Okay, satellites cover a certain area on the earth now, and that area is termed as footprint of that satellite. Okay, so within that footprint, communication with that satellite is possible for mobile users. So wherever the footprint is available, Okay, and there communication of people with satellite is possible. So who are using mobile, they can connect to the satellite. So these users communicate. How they are communicating then? So these users are communicating through a mobile user link, MUL. Okay, and the base stations communicate with satellites using a gateway link. So mobile user must use the link, okay, that is mobile user link, MUL, and base station which is communicating with the satellite, they must use the link, that is gateway link, that is GWL. So sometimes what will happen, it becomes necessary for satellite to create a communication link between users belonging to two different footprints. Sometimes it will happen. There is a necessity is there. Then it will create the communication link between two different users from two different footprints. That is also possible. So, and here what will happen? The satellites send the signal to each other, and this is done using the inter-satellite link, where it is possible to connect between two footprints, okay, and then they can use a link, that is inter-satellite link, ISL link, and they can do that activity. So this all is about application of the satellites, and this material also I'm going to share with you. You please read this material, okay, and it is easy only, so that you will understand nicely. So till here we spoke about what we say, like we spoke about applications of satellites in different areas. So I think in future everything is depending on satellite only. Now, in coming days, we don't know. Maybe this nowadays almost all landline mobiles are going. Nobody is using them. I mean, only in some cases they are using. We don't know in future how we are upgrading. Based on that, this will go. Okay. So now, um, as technology increasing, so even network conditions also getting stronger and stronger, becoming stronger and stronger. Like initially it was 2G, then it came to 3G, and 4G is going on now, and 5G also is there. So we don't know. You may get 6G, 7G, 8G also, which help us to communicate in faster and faster way. Okay. So many things are there which are used by the satellite, but basically it's for weather forecasting purpose, military purpose, okay, and as we said, like navigation purpose, fine. So these are, and mobile communication purpose. So these are the highlighted applications of the satellites. And some satellites also are used for the experimental purpose. For example, a student group can create a small satellite and they can launch, okay, with help of government. Whatever may be the application, but it will be there like their project work. They are going to build a small satellite and they can launch it for different purposes. That is possible nowadays. Okay. Through college also it can be possible. And now our India is almost they are concentrating on space more, and recently they have launched hundreds of satellites together in one rocket. Okay, in previous year it was there, it was done. So much of scope is there for space engineers. So now here we'll complete with application of satellites. So now we will see what are the future challenges in aerospace engineering. Okay. So what are maybe the future challenges in aerospace engineering? So Aerospace engineering means we know that there are so many difficulties are there. Okay, right from building the rocket, building the satellite. Okay, from the Earth station to the other planet it has to go. Okay, so to do that it has to undergo so many difficult things or difficulties in nature. The biggest challenge is what? First we need to see like what is the application now and how far or how far distance it will move. Okay, because if you want to reach moon, what is the distance? If you want to go for only low earth orbit, what is the distance? Okay, if you want to go to Mars, then again distance will increase. So now how to design your rocket engine or rocket based on that? Okay, so many complicated things are there. So all those things are achieved already, but apart from that, in the future, what are the challenges we may get in this particular field, that is aerospace engineering? Because when we say aerospace, that means we are talking totally about the space, not within the Earth atmosphere. And we are aware that in space, we may face many difficulties like continuous sun heat or sun radiation, or sometimes there is no radiation. Material wise we have seen the difficulties which may contract and expand based on the heat, and sometimes the cabin pressure will be more than the outside pressure, that time it may crack. Okay, like this there are so many challenges are there in terms of design categories or in terms of design conditions. So the engineer, aerospace engineer must be aware of all these things and design a rocket, okay, which is carrying a payload finally. So now everything they have done now, okay, they have sent the rocket to the moon, to Mars, okay, and they have kept these so many satellites in different orbits for different purposes. Everything is achieved, that is fine. But how about the future challenge? Like what may be the future challenge then? Okay, the future challenge is manned rocket. Okay, that means manned space flight, space vehicles. That means we are going to send human beings to the other planet. Okay, we are going to send human beings to the other orbits. Maybe different purposes will be there. And now for shorter distance they can go and come. They can go and come because it will consume less time. So for shorter time of period, they can go and come back easily, and that will not affect their health. Okay. So now, what if you are sending a person to Mars? Okay. So to Mars, you are sending a person or a manned space flight is there. So what may be the effect? Any idea? So here, how it is affecting actually? So it will affect the health of the person who is there inside the rocket, because a trip to Mars, a trip to Mars may take around 2 to 3 years. So they have to spend 2 to 3 years in that space only. So here our Earth conditions are different and space condition is different. We know that very well. The gravity force is different. The environmental conditions are different. And our human body is adjusted to our atmospheric conditions. Here, Earth, we have got free oxygen here. It's abundantly available, so through which we are respirating. Okay, but there is no oxygen. They have to carry their own oxygen now. And due to or since the time is more, okay, that is 2 to 3 years, it will affect the human bodies. We don't know how it will affect. They may die. Okay, so this is a future challenge. If you want to go for or travel for 2 to 3 years in space, how to prepare for that? Okay, how to prepare for that, and what are the precautionary measurement we need to take? Okay, what are the precautions we have to take? That also we need to see. And since it is manned space flight, then how must or how should be your cabin? How it should be? How it should be designed actually, so that it can give the beneficial environment for the person who is sitting inside the cabin. And whether you are sending one person or two persons, and it depends. How about their food? Okay, and they have to be get trained for this kind of activities initially. So all these are future challenges. One kind of future challenges. Okay, so we don't know, but still people are thinking about that. Researches are going on. Okay, so in the future we may get ready for space travel. Okay, anyhow people are working on that. We will see in future we may travel there. Space travel may happen. Second thing is little what we say, like, I don't know whether you people have thought of it or not, but still one small topic I will take, the word tourism. Nowadays the trend has becoming it will change. So it is changing by itself. Initially people used to visit nearby places next to their villages, and then it came as our transportation has taken some changes, and then due to that availability of the transportation, people are started visiting to neighbor states. Then nowadays people are going to other countries also with a short period of time or a short span of time. They're traveling to other countries only for tourism. That is I'm talking about. What if people wants to go to Earth orbits, I mean some certain orbits, and look at our Earth, how it looks? And what if they want to explore the space? Right? If they want, let us say some people will come, some guy will come and he will say, I want to explore the space. I will give you money, you take me there and bring me back. Things are happening. People are working on that actually. So now the challenges is what? Here the first one is again the design. They will not be having any training initially. We need to give training for them in a short span of time. That we need to take care. Okay. And here the tourism purpose, how to do that? If one started tourism, one country started tourism of Earth orbit, another country also will come. Again there is a traffic jam. How to overcome from that? So all these are future challenges. Okay. So many people have already started to make reservations. Fine. And we know this. It may happen or it will happen in future. That is definitely. Okay, that is pakka. So how to make it safe and economical, that we need to see now. If demand is more for space travel for tourism purpose, then we need to see how much it is safe for the passengers. And also it should be economical. If you are offering them a tourism on based on huge amount of money, nobody will come. Again, it's a waste for the companies. So at that time, you have to see the economical part also, along with the safety of the people. Okay. And now, before sending them for tourism, we need to check their medical condition. Okay, for that, different equipments are required. So that also they have to develop. So all these are some challenges are there while building the space travel tourism. Okay, so this is another kind of challenge. And next is in aviation sector, what is happening here in future? the capacity of planes are going to increase. Okay, so nowadays, in initial days, people used to travel less in flight. Nowadays, we can see that flights are moving here and there everywhere. Almost in all the major cities, they have got in India. They are trying to fly. Even though if they want to fly from, they want to move from Mumbai to Belgaum, they will take the flight. Belgaum to Bangalore, they will take a flight. Within 1 hour, they will reach there. With small amount like spending 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, they will go there. Okay, so now, and also our Indian economy is increasing. Okay, the standard of living is increasing. So based on that, many people want to travel now. Okay, through air, which is safer and faster and faster. So now here, what is the challenge then? The challenge is mass transfer. Mass transport. Okay, so carrying huge number of people in at a one time, it is a little difficult thing. That means you have to build bigger and bigger aircraft. Okay, planes must be very big. Let us say the 400 seaters, 600 seaters have to come. So once you started building those, then we need to take care of what? We need to take care of their safety. That is first thing. Second thing is like pollution control, noise controlling. Okay, so like this, many things are there in aerospace engineering. Particularly, these kind of challenges are there. So just here I try to highlight some 2 to 3 different types of future challenges which may come, okay, in future in this particular field, that is aerospace engineering. So along with this, again, if like let us say people wants to travel by their own, if they want to have small jet planes, okay, small aircraft, then nowadays they started to hire or they are going to own their own aircraft. In future, this demand may increase, like how we are having our bikes and cars. So again, challenges are again the air traffic, how to maintain that, air pollution, how to control it, okay, and noise pollution, how to control it. So all these are future challenges in the aerospace sector. So I think this much is enough for future challenges. And here we'll conclude this class. And in next class, that is tomorrow's class, that will be our last class. And also we are going to complete the 5th unit in tomorrow's class itself. So there we will talk about Kepler's law as well as orbit mechanics. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. In tomorrow's class, we'll complete that. Thank you. And I'm going to share this to your WhatsApp group. Please take down all the study material and start studying. I have shared some of the materials earlier. Now also I'm going to share these materials, which I think 1 or 2 PDF files are there that I will share with you. You prepare from that for your exams. So we'll see you in next class.